Hi, my name is Daniela and I want to talk to you about my low buy year. I think we'll just get right into it. I made myself some tea. When I opened it, I was so disappointed. It's just like a slice of dried grapefruit and some flowers, but hopefully it will be good. So grab yourself a cup of tea as well. And I have my bulletproof notes here that I'll consult from time to time. So let's get into it. So first of all, what is a low buy year? So a low buy year is basically a year or like any period of time that you dedicate yourself to mindful spending and just not putting your money anywhere just because it seems like fun in the moment or you're stressed or anything. You're just very mindful with it. Like, once again, it's not about depriving yourself. It's not about like going to the extreme. Again, this is a low buy year. There's also like this notion of no buy year where you only basically buy necessities and things that you need, but nothing beyond that. But I feel like for me, that's just not realistic. So I'm doing a low buy year. And again, for me, that's like reevaluating my relationship with spending, shopping, just mindless consumerism and everything there is to it. So that is essentially what a low buy year is. Now, why am I doing a low buy year? Like, why all of a sudden? Well, there's a few reasons. Initially, I attempted to do this last year with my friend, but it just kind of failed. And I'm not sure if you're new here, you definitely don't know this, but in May, like at the beginning of May, I looked into like teaching abroad as an English teacher in a foreign country, and I've had the idea like at the back of my mind for a very long time, but this year, like last year, it just cemented and it stuck to it. And I looked into like TEFL courses. Well, first I looked at the requirements of what you'd need. And one of the main things was a TEFL course, which is like a teaching English language certificate that's like accredited and everything. So I talked to my mom and everything, and my mom was like, if you want to do it, I'll buy the course for you for your birthday. And I did the course. They say it takes like, you have like a 6-month time period, but I finished it in like a month. So like my mom paid for it, but then all of a sudden I was moving to a new country. So like the whole low buy year completely vanished. And at the end of August, I moved to China. Well, at the end of August, like beginning of September, I moved to China. So I was completely new in a completely new country. I don't speak the language. I don't understand anything. Like even the currency, I'm still like converting everything to my own currency to just kind of figure out how much everything cost. But as I came to the apartment, everything was bare. I had the minimum furniture that I needed, which I'm very grateful for. And I just needed to buy everything from scratch. And now that is January, that I feel like I'm at a point where I have everything that I need. I don't need an oven anymore because I already bought it. I have books that I read, so I don't really need them right now. Like I have plenty of them. Like everything I need, I pretty much have. Hoover, like all the essentials. So that's why I feel like now it's the ideal moment. So going back to the why I'm doing a low buy year, first of all, to save money. Like even once I arrived here, first of all, just moving to a new country is so expensive. Like no matter what anyone tells you, it's very expensive. Just the visa in itself, so expensive. But as I arrived here, I was very mindful with my money. I want to say that the things I bought mostly are necessary, but something came up with my visa and I had to go to Hong Kong. Like they told me 2 days before that. I had to go to Hong Kong to renew my visa, like get a new one, because I don't know what was wrong with the other one. So I had to pay for the flights to Hong Kong. I had to pay for the hotel. I had to pay for another visa, and also like the urgent one, which is like double the price or something like that. So a lot of expenses were so unexpected that I know that I need to have money just as an emergency fund. Like if anything happens, I want to make sure that I can pay for it. And saving up money is like where it's at, especially being in a completely new country. You never know what's gonna happen. What if you need to go to the hospital? I'm sure I have medical insurance, 100%. But what if there's something I need that, like, something happens, they can't cover me or anything like that? I want to make sure that I can pay for it. Like, that's very important. If anything happens with my job, which knock on wood, it won't. But if anything happens and I have to move, like even going back home or move to a new job in a new apartment, that's still money. Like you having an emergency fund is so important. So I really, really, really want to focus on that this year. Well, not the whole year, but just put aside some money every single month. Because I am pretty good at finance. It's just, you have to put your mind to it. So that's, I would say, the main reason. Just save some more money just to have some peace of mind that if any emergency happens, I will be okay. Second thing is to reduce clutter, and by that I mean, what do I mean by it? I mean, look, I moved into a new apartment and I don't have that many things. Like the things I bought, I did buy a Christmas tree. By the way, the reason I still have this tree in the January is because I'm in China and China celebrates Chinese New Year. So I said I will take this down after Chinese New Year, okay? So if you see this in January or February, because I'm taking it down like on the 3rd or 2nd of February, don't judge me. This tree is here to stay, okay? But as I was saying, reduce clutter. Again, completely new country. I don't know for how long I'm going to stay in this apartment. I don't know. I have a 1-year contract. My contract ends at the end of August, and I don't know if I'm going to renew it or if I'm going to find another place to work at. I don't know if it's going to be in the same city or in a different city altogether. No idea. And just, I've already gathered a lot of things, and moving is going to be such a pain. Like moving is always just so stressful, but especially now that I don't speak the language, I don't understand what everyone is saying, I can't properly communicate. So I want to make sure that I'm just I don't overwhelm myself with stuff, because perishables is one thing. At the end, like you eat something, you throw away the rest. Like face mask, you use it and then you throw it away. Like all of those are perishable, and that's fine. But the thing is, like a Christmas tree. I have a whole Christmas tree, and I was insistent over the fact that it'd be taller than me. So now I have this thing as well, and it's just, things add up. So I want to reduce clutter as much as possible, and by reduce I mean just limit it in the future, because I'm not going to declutter my whole house. I just got the things that I need. So there's not anything for me to declutter. It's just I have to be mindful of not cluttering it too much. So that's the second reason, I would say. And the third reason is more of a mindful living. Like I find myself a lot in the position where I'm just bored or anxious or stressed or just so tired, and I just scroll on Taobao, which is like Chinese retail store. It's very similar to like Amazon or things like that, and everything's so cheap and you just don't realize it, and they tempt you so well, because they show you exactly what you want, obviously, and you're like, oh, this is so cheap, I'll just buy it. And you're like, there are also purchases that I fully regretted, like especially when it comes to clothes. The quality is awful. It's so bad. It's just, you can't even wear it once, and that's how bad it is. But I said like no more clothes buying from there ever. But besides that, like even the objects in themselves, they get adding up and up, and sometimes I just have to take a moment to think to myself, do I really want it, or am I just bored and need to do something, and just buying things give me a rush of dopamine that I feel like I need at the moment. So that's the third reason, and which is I think it's the most important. Like they're all very important. There's only 3 of them, and I feel like they're all very important, but that is part of the reasoning. So that's why I'm doing this. So let's talk about the rules for the low buy year. Now, keep in mind that this challenge is very customizable to every single person's lifestyle. So my rules may not be good for you, or your rules might not work with my lifestyle. So just, if you're doing this as well, just be mindful of that. But for me, like the first thing is essentials only, like for the most part, that's where the chunk of my money should go. And by essentials, I mean groceries, electricity, utilities, like all the house utilities, phone bill, what else? Groceries, I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but groceries. And I find it so easy to just go to a supermarket, buy everything, and then just not know what to cook with it, even though I have so much food. And again, being in Asia, there's so much Asian food, but I miss the Western food. There's so many things you just can't find at supermarkets. So sometimes I do order them online, and they're a lot more expensive because they are imported goods, but that is something I allow myself because, again, it's food, I need to eat. And like a lot of the Asian cuisine can be not very attractive to me, or especially when I'm stressed. I want comfort food, and just like spicy food or food with condiments I'm not familiar with are just not doing it for me. So that's like another part of it. But going back to the main point, because I keep rambling and going sideways, like the essentials are non-negotiable. Obviously, I have to pay these or they'll cut my phone bill. I won't have internet. I can't do anything without internet. Then the second thing, if there are things that I want to buy that I already have, I have to make sure that I use up everything that I already have. So let's say I see a really nice shampoo that I want to buy. I'm not gonna buy it until mine finishes. Because again, with the clutter, I don't want to just bulk buy or store everything, because it's just not realistic. My situation can change like this. I don't know. And having multiple things just pile up just doesn't make sense. Again, I don't think it's financially saving me that much money either to buy in bulk. I'm one person. It doesn't make sense. So for things that I already have, I want to try my best to finish everything that I already have before I buy something new. So that should like play a big part in it. The third thing is having a wish list for non-essentials. So if there are, because it's a whole year, at least that's what I want to do, and then just kind of progress with it. But it's just not realistic to not buy anything, which is why I'm not doing a no buy, I'm doing a low buy. So I want to have a wish list, and whenever I see something that I really, really want, instead of immediately purchasing it, I'll write it down in my wish list, be it on my phone in the Notes app, or just writing it anywhere and leaving it for at least 1 week. I want to say a month, but a month can be a long time. I will try my best to have it be in the wish list for a month. So I will write the date I put it in the wish list next to the thing I want. But the minimum, it has to stay there for a week. So I'm 100% sure that I still want it. Because sometimes, again, you're bored, you're tired, you're stressed, you want the dopamine, and you think that thing is the best thing you could possibly buy, but it's not. You come back the next day and you're like, oh, I don't really want this anymore. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm making a wish list, especially for like more expensive stuff. I feel like 100% going in the wish list, perhaps staying there a little more than the cheaper things, just to make sure that I really want it. Again, with the mindful consumerism, just, I don't know how many times I say it, but I have to make sure that I want it. So the wish list is the third part, very important, just to keep myself accountable of when I wanted it, for how long I've wanted it, and stuff like that. And since I've already talked about the wish list, and I wasn't exactly sure where to put the wish list category, because I wasn't sure if I'm putting it like in the rules or things I'm allowing myself. I guess it's more of a things I'm allowing myself, but it doesn't matter at this point. What is it? The third part is things I am allowing myself to buy. Again, wish list, number one. Number two would be, because I'm all over the place, that's why wish list is number one. Number two would be I am giving, like, in my general budget, I am giving myself a certain amount of money that I can spend however I want. Because, again, don't want to overly restrict myself and just have that be the downfall of my low spend year. So I haven't thought exactly of the number I want to give myself, but it won't be insane, is what I'm saying. But just a certain amount of money that I can just put it in there and just buy whatever I want. Again, not an insane amount, just like a little treat to myself every month. So, you know, there's something I'm looking forward to. Especially like I'm doing like advent calendars. For me, it's not necessarily what I get in the day of the advent calendar, is more of the excitement leading up to the advent calendar. So that's why I'm giving myself that small amount of money each month, just so I'm excited, like next month I get this and next month I get that. And another thing about this, if I don't use all that money that month, I will push it to the next month. That is the one thing that I will push to the next month. So like this month I have this amount, but I want to buy this thing, but it's just not in the amount, so I may wait to next month so I combine the two. Does that make sense? Hope it does. But anyway, the third part is that I do have like a bracket that I'm allowing myself. I don't know how to call this. I guess you could call it like the bucket list portion, because last year at the end, like in December, I got myself like a 2025 bucket list calendar. Can you see that? And like each month you have a bucket list thing, like things to do. And like here is like learn how to make a paper crane, which I did. Fill your home with cozy lights, make a star garland, thrift a new mug or teacup, make clay fridge magnets and stuff like that. Like, it's not expensive things, it's very cheap and manageable. Like in February, one of the things is bake something heart-shaped, or try a box of chocolates. Like, not expensive things. So I'm very bad at getting out of the house and motivating myself to do something. So I am allowing myself to buy things that I would need for this calendar. So I have like activities each month to occupy my time, but just also like enrich myself. I'm like a little dog that you need to give toys to, otherwise it will get completely bored. Like, I need the mental stimulation, and I feel like this calendar is great, which is why I'm allocating myself some resources to buy the things I need to complete like the calendar. Does that make sense? Like, one of the things is go for a brisk morning walk. That doesn't cost anything. So a lot of these things don't cost anything. It's just some of them do. Because if I were at home, I wouldn't have to buy the majority of these because I would already had the stuff. But again, I moved to a new apartment, new country. I don't have anything. So I do have some things to purchase, but again, recreational things, hobbies, just things to enrich myself, which is why I am allowing this. I don't remember what was the fourth thing. Again, as I said, replacements. I'm only allowed to buy things once I finish them. This works for my books as well. Especially for Christmas, I got myself so many books. I even got like a Penguin little classic collection box, and there it has like 80 books. I don't think I'm gonna read all of them this year. It's just so I want to make sure I don't buy anything that I cannot immediately consume. Like, I don't want to just put it on the shelf because I will forget about it. I will get less excited about it. I want to use up everything that I have. So yeah, I think I rambled so much in this video. I'm so sorry if this is so long and if some of the points don't make sense. But I truly hope that this year I'll manage to just embark and safely sail across my entire year. Like, I really hope so. And if you're thinking of doing a low buy year, let me know. If you already did it, how did it go? Do you have any advice? I would love to hear it. And if you're just starting it or thinking about starting it, we can be in this together. I will do my best to like give regular updates, I want to say, and also make sure I keep myself in check, if you will. So this way you can keep me in check as well. So I hope this video was at least a little bit informative and you got something from it, or if not, at least you had a little bit of fun. So yeah, this was all me for today. If you liked it, please give it a like, comment below any advice that you have, or any things that you'd like to do for the year to just save up some money or just reduce some waste or consume more mindfully. And consider subscribing because I would love to have you here, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.
I just give the earth my soul. Hear my thoughts bounce off the walls.